There's something special about alpine lakes to me, and you know, there's a draw to them and a magnetism to them. In the morning, I'm feeling like I just want to go wash my face and rinse off, kind of feel that briskness of the water. Then Chileno, our cook, throws a little bomb out there that, hey, if you want to be like the locals, you go swim over in the real pond. And you know, I take that kind of as a personal challenge. And so he shows me where it is, and I'm like, yeah, I'm doing this. You know, it's gonna be cold, I know it's gonna be cold, but I also know it's gonna be super rewarding. So I dive in, and it literally takes my breath away. Involuntarily, I just start shouting, hooting and hollering, and I'm not even thinking about this. It's just this innate reaction in me as the cold kind of jolts my body in the morning. It is one hell of a way to wake up here in the mountains. That feels good though. Oh man. Woo! A pachamanca is a really important traditional dish for the people of Peru, especially up here in the highlands. So when Virgilio announced that they were doing a pachamanca for me, I was super honored and was very, very excited. So they just pulled out all of the hot coals because they're not actually cooking with the coals. They've been heating up the rocks all day today, and that is what they're actually cooking with. So I believe that they're going to collapse this structure that they've built and then put the food on top of the rock, and then that's what's gonna create the heat that's gonna cook the food for our pachamanca. It's also one of the most incredible settings for a pachamanca. Just sitting there up at 13,500 feet with the base of these spectacular glacier-covered mountains, seeing all the ingredients go in, it was really, really rewarding and amazing. So now they're covering it with cardboard that's been soaked, and now some vegetation, some green. And that actually is going to bring out all the steam that's going to provide a lot of the cooking for the meat and the potatoes and all the veggies that are going into the pachamanca. Rosalino was about as giddy as a boy on Christmas. He was just so thrilled to be digging a hole and making a fire, and it was really fun to see his excitement, to see Chileno and Rosalino kind of argue about what way to do things best. They each definitely had their own style. It's really wonderful as it's time to start removing all of the earth, peeling back all of the dirt, and you see all the grass that's under there. There's this beautiful steam coming up through the green grasses, and it's just so charming looking and so idyllic that this is like a traditional way of preparing food. It kind of makes me long for a little bit more of a connection to the earth, like you can tell that people have here, even with the way that they prepare food and eat food. The first bite, oh my God, so good. Oh, look at this potato, still steaming. I've never had a sweet potato taste like that. Oh, tender. Oh my goodness, that's incredible. I'm all fueled up with pachamanca power, feeling satisfied. And now Virgilio and I are setting off for another mirador. We're heading up for a mountaintop to get a viewpoint of all of the surrounding valley. Let's go. As we keep going up, every subtle change in the perspective of the mountains brings it into a fresh light, and it just keeps reminding you of how truly beautiful this place is. Every different view of the glaciers, the way that the ice is forming on the peaks, the views of the avalanches.
This is one of the best miradors in all Guaymas, really.
Yeah? Really?
Yes.
Something that I've really enjoyed over the last few days is seeing Virgilio light up about cameras. He actually has a pretty good camera that he's brought with him. And as I am taking a lot of photos, the camera crew here is taking a lot of photos and videos, he has been actually coming up and being like, hey, can you help me take some time lapses? Can you help me take some better photos? And it's really cool to see him being passionate about the photography here in the mountains in his home landscape. Sometimes men are idiots. And, when we get together, we like to one-up each other, and somehow, some way, we got into a push-up challenge this morning. I don't know how it happened. Not going to complain about it, not going to justify it, but it happened. Virgilio, Rosolino, and I, we decided to see who could do the most push-ups. I'm not going to say who won, but it wasn't Rosolino. The ladies are laughing at us. Virgilio, buen trabajo. Woo. Well, the time has come for us to make our way out of the Cordillera Huayhuash. We're leaving behind some of the most incredible mountains I've ever seen, and we're going to be going up over a big pass and then out to the village of Pokpa, and then that will be it, my friends. I will be sad to see this all go, but we still have to get up and out of these mountains, so the adventure is not through. Virgilio and I are setting off, and we're going to enjoy this final day on the trek. I think finally, after 4 or 5 days here, I'm starting to feel more acclimatized. This isn't quite so difficult. It's hard, but I'm not breathing quite so hard as I was 4 days ago.
This is the last climbing to the pass. The last pass.
The last bit?
Yeah, it is.
It's a sad thing to be leaving behind such a beautiful place. It feels like the type of place you just want to sit at the base of these mountains for forever. It does feel kind of like saying goodbye to an old friend, walking away from the mountains. You know, you're kind of like parting ways after college. You know you'll be back. You'll know you'll always be friends. You know one day you'll visit again, but it might be a while. Virgilio is a treasure. He has been doing this for 20 years, and you can see the joy and the passion that he has for these mountains. He grew up in Huaraz nearby, and you know that when he brings people to these mountains, he's sharing something truly important to him. And it was really wonderful to get to experience these mountains with him. He's so knowledgeable, he's so kind. He has such a compassion for me as a hiker, as an outsider, you know, whether he's trying to give me his trekking poles or making sure I'm not going too close to any edges, which I was on 15 different occasions, way too close to the edges. He's a great guy, and I just see the passion for the mountains, and it's wonderful to get to experience that with him. Whoa, good job. Virgilio.
Well done. We are ending the trek. Thank you for coming to Peru.
Yeah.
Huayhuash.
Well, I am very grateful to you, also to the Apus. That was an incredible experience. You, Rosolino, and Chileno were such a huge part of making this so fun. The food was incredible. There was so much laughter and smiles and the energy that you all brought. You guys crushed it for us, so thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let's go to the last mirador to take photos. And
yes.
Let's go.
Our last glimpse of the mountains.
Yeah.
As I'm walking away, I'm just feeling like, man, this place, it feels like it's changing me. It feels like it has left an impression behind that I remember the first time I ever saw these mountains, and it was with fresh eyes. It was everything. I felt it with just as much rush and exhilaration as I did the very first time. There's more to this trek than I've gotten to do. There is a version of this trek that's 10, even 14 days long, and there is more to these mountains, so I know I'll be back.